We talked about the Literacy Center of the Midlands before, like their annual spelling bee.
Well, that organization is about to get some love from another, All About Omaha.
That's where Zach Kinder and Amon Fimbangza are from. Thanks for stopping by, guys.
Hi,
Hey,
nice
thanks
to
for
see you.
having
Good
us.
I
morning,
love the
Amon.
shirts. You got the shirts on,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
You're representing. Exactly. What is All About Omaha?
So All About Omaha is a 501c3. It's a local nonprofit organization for young professionals. We do a lot of community involvement. We do a lot of social events and just help young professionals get involved.
You're all about Omaha, right? You're
Yeah.
local folk. You're working here. You live here. You care about the
Yep.
community, and that's where you say, okay, let's have some fun, but let's raise some money while we're at it. So the Torchlight Ball, it's an event that I think we probably talk about every year here on the show. What is the concept with this?
So the Torchlight Ball, actually the name was given as to convey the image of passing the torchlight with the charitable giving from one generation to the next, and just to keep people excited about getting involved and wanting to make a difference in the community. And so the Torchlight Ball itself is, so this year will be on April 15th, and we spend from September all the way up until the event with raising
Wow.
funds for our beneficiary, which this year is the Literacy Center.
So you've been raising money this whole time. It's not
Yes.
just about that night.
Right.
Yeah.
So we actually form a committee of about 5 or 6 folks that join the board in these efforts. And so we're raising money, we're planning, we're prepping. I mean, we've got to book venues and caterers and DJs and, planning out the entertainment. So it's planning from start to finish while raising funds and then getting donations for our silent auction item, which is our biggest thing for the night of the event.
That's a lot of work. You got a big team that works with you guys, right? All About Omaha. You have a lot of people working on this.
We have a small and mighty group.
Right. I know how they go.
Of
All
manpower, but-
volunteers, everyone has a day job, so everyone is really,
I get it. So you've been busy. So what's on the agenda this year? What have you put together?
So, like I said, it's April 15th on a Friday. Cocktails start at 6 o'clock, and cocktails will be sponsored by the Lynn Company. And then dinner starts at 7 p.m., about 7 p.m., and then food is catered by Attitude on Food. And the event is at Schooler Ballroom this year. And so then we'll go through, cocktails, dinner. We'll hear a presentation from the Literacy Center. They'll have a couple of live testimonies as well. And then we'll have, silent auction games to raise a little bit more money while we're at the event. And then some music and dancing at the end.
I think I went the year Youth Emergency Services was the
Yes,
beneficiary.
a few years.
I'm looking at you brought this in. Since 2002, you've raised more than $240,000 for local organizations. Do you know how the Literacy Center of the Midlands plans to use the money you bring in this year?
Yep, and so that's a great question, because actually all the money that we raise will go all to the Literacy Center, and they're planning to use those funds to expand their existing programs as well as develop new ones. And so if you're not familiar with exactly what the Literacy Center does, they provide free services to adults to help them with their reading abilities, and it's a lifelong, lasting, effect, and it's anywhere from helping, read books to their children, reading doctor's instructions, mail, bills, or even being able to read, things at work like cashier jobs. And we've even heard some testimonies of individuals who have been able to get promoted at jobs because now they have this ability to read.
That just gives me chills. It
Is
does.
what have you heard from the Literacy Council in terms of any stats? I mean, is it that big of a problem around Omaha in Nebraska here?
Yeah, and I unfortunately don't have the stats on me, but if you visit their website at giveliteracy.org, they have all of them. But I believe it's over 52% or something like that, and so don't quote me on the percentage. But it's quite a bit of folks that need the assistance and that they've been able to impact over the years. So.
And we've, I don't know, it's been a few years, but we talk about the spelling bee, and when they come in, they give us some context about the difference they're making.
Yes.
And you hear about people who are now able to write their own checks and balance their check. I mean, it's the functional stuff. It's not sitting down and reading War and Peace that's necessarily changing the lives, but it's the day-to-day stuff that most of us, if you can read and write, you take it for granted because you've been doing it your whole life. But if you talk to somebody who's 60 years old and they've never been able to function that way, they're embarrassed about getting help, but now they feel empowered, and that's the real deal. It's like you said something about the amount of time that it takes. Like we all have day jobs.
Right.
Well, that means you're passionate about this. So what's driving you?
Well, I mean, it's just another way to get involved, to get out and meet, other young professionals, and just to give back to the community, and not just, one certain organization. But we're, doing the Project Santa. We're volunteering with the Habitat for Humanity. We're doing this, so we're always changing it up. So it's
Yeah.
always, getting more awareness about what's out there.
Well, this year's Torchlight Ball is Friday, April 15th, right? And it benefits the Literacy Center of the Midlands. Are tickets still available? You still looking for people to come in and join you guys?
Absolutely. So tickets are up until the 15th, actually, are running a slight discount. Tickets for members are $40 and then $60 for non-members. And then after the 15th of March, it'll go up to $45 for members and $65 non-members.
Let's also use this as a membership push. How young do you said young professionals, Zach? How young? Because we've got two people here.
I mean, pretty much like, I would say like 21 to 40, but we're flexible.
Okay, if somebody's 40, like Mike, for example, who's
It's
42.
22.
If he rolls up in a meeting, you'll still take
If
him
you
in.
look younger, yeah.
I mean, I look like I'm 30, right?
Absolutely.
Thank you. I just want one of those shirts. Is really what I mean. All about those are cool shirts.
Yeah.
Yes,
we
we'll
got
definitely
some.
get you guys a couple shirts.
Guys,
We've got a
thank
couple
you.
other things
I
to
hope,
do too.
I hope you raise a ton of money. Thank
All
you
right.
so much
Thanks,
for being
guys.
here.
Yeah,
We
thanks for
appreciate
coming.
it.
So